Hey guys, welcome back to the Max Impact Theory. This is the third part of our camping series. Enjoy.
The next one is kayak and canoe camping. Okay, so that means that basically you drop in at some point. You probably have a vehicle at the end point. You plan out a trip of however many days. And in the canoe, you have all your equipment, food, tent, and then
I mean, you don't paddle upstream when you're done.
hopefully not.
I guess if you're doing it on a lake, you can stay in the same spot.
Yeah, some people do that kind of stuff in the Adirondacks. They'll kayak across the the Finger Lakes and camp at different spots and then come back. I've done a long time ago. I did a canoe camping trip where you do about 5 miles, 10 miles a day, and then you find a place on the side, make a little campsite, and then the next day you pack everything up and go further down until you get to the end of the trip. It was when we used to do it, it was a lot of fun. I think now looking back on it, I would plan out where I was going to camp at better, because I remember that was one of the hardest things, was to figure out a place to actually pull over and camp. A lot of people like to use the islands. If you're on the river, you use the islands in the river. Like we were going down the Delaware River.
Yeah, it keeps the flies off you and stuff.
Well, it's also like you might pull over to the side at it's getting dark and not realize you're on somebody's property.
Yeah.
And you're setting you start a campfire and stuff, and then they might come out and yell at you.
Yeah, that's the one thing about that. You gotta make sure you give yourself plenty of time to set up camp.
Yeah, we would actually
Unless you're stealth camping. Stealth kayak camping, I've seen people do that.
I've seen that.
They start when it's dark.
And then they have like a camo thing to put over your canoe, so it looks like
or they'll
you're
get like a gray or brown one.
yeah, so that you can't see it. I've seen that. That canoe camping's a lot of fun though. That was a lot of fun when we used to do it.
Yeah, there's also bike or motorcycle. Like people like bicycle, or they'll do motorcycle, and it's kind of the same thing as kayaking, but you're going over, on roads and stuff. Instead, I've seen people do dirt bikes, so it's kind of like overlanding.
Yeah.
Or like the off-roading camping. But the motorcycle thing's pretty cool.
You'd have to find a really big area to do off-road motorcycle camping, I think, because you could travel so far to find the trails that were actually, take you out far enough. I think would be a little harder than if you're doing it on the road. That's a little different.
Yeah, well, I'm saying off-road, they'll do dirt bikes instead of motorcycles.
Yeah.
So for dirt bikes, you don't even have to follow a trail.
You just ride wherever.
Like when me and Mark go out, we don't really follow trails. We're like, all right, let's go this way.
Okay.
So you're hopping over logs and weaving in and out of trees and stuff, so you can go pretty far out.
Yeah.
So make sure you have a compass with you so you know how to make your way back out.
And if you're doing it on a bike, it would just be like saddlebags on the back.
Yeah, saddlebags, and then they'll strap down a pack to like the passenger seat in the back.
Oh, okay.
They'll also wear backpacks. I've seen dudes do it with snowmobiles, which looked really cool.
Yeah.
They'll take. I saw four-wheelers, but that wasn't as impressive as because you can take the snowmobiles really far.
Oh, okay.
And so they went way back in there in the after a snowstorm, and then they camped in the snow basically, and then they came back out.
You see that a lot in those Alaskan shows where they have snowmobiles and they'll go out, and a lot of them have like trailers, like they'll even have a trailer on the back.
Yeah.
to haul stuff. That's pretty cool. I one day I would like to do that. That would be a lot of fun. Snowmobile camping. We should have. I guess that's as part of this, right?
Yep.
Then the next one is backpacking. So this one's one that a lot of people probably have heard of or seen, or probably is one of the things that a lot of people think of when they think of camping. And that's when you have a backpack. And a lot of people in this area, we have the Appalachian Trail. People put on a pack, you walk like so many miles a day, and then once you get down, every night you kind of have all the stuff you need in the pack, and at that point you start to camp. I did this when I was in the Sierra Nevadas I talked about earlier. We did that, and we did like 5 miles a day. and then we just hung out at the campground. Started a campsite and hung out there for the rest of the night.
I've done backpacking, but not backpack camping.
Okay.
Like we'd hike all day, and we'd have like a big backpack, and we'd
You come back. Is that what you mean?
yeah, like we didn't sleep out there, but we'd have pretty big backpacks, and we'd have So what we'd do is it was up in the Poconos, so we'd each carry something for when we got up to the top.
Yeah.
But we'd all we'd take breaks and stuff. And then we get to the top, and then we'd have like an activity to do.
Okay.
We were like 12, 13, so we'd have an activity to do up top,
And then
we'd backpack down. But by the time we were like, the sun was pretty much set by the time that we got back in the cars to drive home.
Yeah. 5 miles, when we were doing 5 miles, although it is good exercise, and 5 miles would be just about 10,000 steps, so if anybody's part of the 10,000 step program, if you start fairly early, I mean, you're really done, quicker than you would think, you know, and then the rest of the day you're basically camping, so you might be
it's
only
good to
walking.
give yourself a rest, and you can, especially if you're doing somewhere beautiful like you were, where you just like enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, be really careful. I'm just giving you a warning. Be really careful who you go out with.
Yeah.
I went out with.
Make sure you know them.
I went out with a bunch of inexperienced people, and there's this one teenage kid, and I knew there was going to be problems when he walked up to me and said, "Yeah, since we're going to be out in nature, I decided not to use my anxiety medicine." And I was thinking to myself, "What?" Like, you're in the woods in somewhere you don't know. You should take your anxiety medicine.
That was also after he came over, almost falling over with the giant backpack he had too.
Yeah,
right?
I unfortunately I don't know why, but this kid kept on not drinking enough water and then almost passing out. And then the first day it was like we split his pack up, and then he didn't have a pack. And then the second day it happened again. The third day was the worst because I, with some other people, decided to do an additional 5-mile loop, and this kid decided to go with us. And so we did the 5-mile loop, came back, and we did the 5-mile loop without a pack. And then we came back, got our pack on, ate lunch, got our pack on. And this kid, he was really small, but he had this pack that was 50 pounds, and my pack was only like 25. You know, because I didn't pack too much. And
how old do you think this kid was?
He was 16 or 17. But the thing is that that day was the worst for me because everybody had taken off to start walking, and this kid started walking right in front of me and passed out, and I caught him. And everybody had already walked ahead of us, to the point where I couldn't get them, like they couldn't hear me yelling to stop. So I ended up almost carrying this kid's full pack.
Oh, man.
While one other person kind of like
so you carried 75 pounds at that point?
Oh, man. And we had it was funny. We had a massage therapist or a chiropractor or something. And I remember getting to the final point, and they were like, "Hey, does anybody need, everybody okay? Anybody, knees hurt or something?" And this kid's like, "Yeah, my knees, they really hurt." Oh, man, I was so mad. I was thinking to myself, what?
You carried your backpack
I carried your backpack the whole time. You could at least let me get the chiropractic.
Right. Heck,
But
he should have paid for you to get a chiropractic at the end of that.
I told the kid after that, I was like, because his pack was really heavy because he had tons of food that was good and I didn't. So I was basically like, "Look, dude, I carried your pack. You better give me some food." I had to go on mafia on him, like.
I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse.
Yeah. I carried your pack. Now, if you don't want to get pushed off a cliff or something, you better give me some food.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to start wrapping it up now with some extreme camping situations.
Now, some of these, I've looked at some of these. You're going to go over them, but I just can't believe some of these actually happened.
Yeah. What'd you fact check me?
Yeah.
All right, so the first one is how I kind of got on this subject of the extreme camping, because I remember hearing about, I think it was on the Joe Rogan podcast, where they were talking about a climber, and they'll climb like basically sheer, faces of the cliff, and then they can't do it in one day, so they'll drive a stake into the side of the mountain and hang a tent off the side of it.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah. Now, obviously, being thousands of feet in the air and camping is kind of crazy, but I didn't know it was as crazy as it is until I heard an interview with one of the guys who originated it. And so they call it a portaledge.
Okay.
So like a portable ledge. And so you stake into the side, and then because it's a mountain, there's winds, and when a wind hits a immovable object, it goes straight up, and then it will do what's called riding the Bronco, where it will take your portal edge, throw it up in the air, and then you come falling down and land at the bottom where like the end of your line is. And so it will throw
all
you
night?
All night. It'll throw you up in the air and make it land. He's like, there's hurricane like level winds up there, and that thing's throwing you up in the air.
So it's like Mother Nature bouncing you on her knee.
Yeah, and it's called wild. They call them wild. They call them Bronco rides.
Wait, can I ask you a question about this?
I was like, so
I have a question.
You put a stake in the side of the mountain, and you trust that when you got hurricane wings launching you up in the air, and then you're falling back down.
I have to say, in the sport of base jumping, all the originators are dead.
Same
so
with the
is that
flying
the same thing
squirrel
with
suits, like the wing suits?
Yeah, that's what I mean. The wingsuit, those guys.
There's like what was it? There's like 12 guys.
Yeah, they all end up
only
dying.
one of them is still alive because he's the one that
they
has the
expect him to
last
die
iteration
soon.
that everybody uses.
So is a climber camping that way?
They all
like
died by doing the flying too.
What is that?
They all died by flying.
Yeah, trying to fly. Yeah.
And so they're like, the one dude died, and then the next dude's like, oh yeah, I think I can make this better. Dies. Oh yeah, I think I make that better.
Yeah.
Dies. And so it basically just had to get good enough to the person trying to make it better didn't just die right away.
But still, in the end, these guys still end up dying. So is climber camping like that? Like the originators, like the first guys, like, oh, let's see if we can camp out here.
Yeah, I couldn't find any reports of portal ledges falling off the side of the cliff.
Okay.
But
so
wild Bronco rides is not, I don't think I'd get a wink of sleep. So another extreme camping is, between two peaks, I think it's in Italy, they will string a line across the two peaks, and it's 150 feet in the air. It's in the Alps, and people will tight walk out on the line, and then they will hook up their hammock or whatever they're going to use, and then they'll stay out there all night.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. There's like, if you watch videos, there's people like, they're just tight walking out there, right? And then they'll hook up their hammock, they'll sit in there, they're playing guitars, they're playing cards with each other, like over top of 150 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Over the Alps.
You just gotta ask yourself. You gotta ask yourself why.
Yeah. Well, they all have the same kind of look, so I can assume it's because they're all just crazy.
Oh yeah, they got that crazy look in their eye. You know the type.
Yeah.
All right, now the next one is even crazier.
All right, so you have people that camped underwater. Now, some people, and I told some people, it's like, that's not real camping. I was like, it's more camping underwater than you've ever done.
Yeah.
So what they did was they took hammocks and they set up, two poles, and they hung it in between the two poles, a fire pit, lawn chairs, and a tent. And they camped down there. Now, they didn't do it overnight because they didn't have enough oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they didn't want to die.
I said, why didn't they use one of those bell ones, where you the oxygen, you put a bell over your head and the tube goes all the way up to the surface?
This looked
for
very
air?
low budget.
Oh, okay.
They weren't trying to set a world record. I'm sure it is a world record, but
it sounds more like a publicity stunt to me.
I think they were just having a good time.
Yeah.
They
probably
just
wanted to be the
guys.
first guys that ever camped underwater.
Yeah. Now I got two more. One is Antarctica camping. Now the thing about Antarctica, it is one of the very few places that have not been touched by
Mm-hmm.
humans, and people like to keep it that way. So if you want to camp there, you can't bring any food.
Oh, why? Because a polar bear will get you, or
No, because they don't want you leaving anything behind.
oh, okay. So
They don't want you leaving anything behind so much
You
that
can't
they
eat?
don't let you go to the bathroom.
wait, you can't eat.
They don't let you go to the
You
bathroom.
gotta pack out your own.
You're not allowed to bring food.
You have to pack out your own crap.
You're not allowed to. No, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom.
Wait,
not-
how would you not be like?
You're not allowed to eat. And you're not allowed to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I thought you meant you had to have to pack it back out.
No, I'm
which
serious. Like you're
is
not
actually
allowed to
almost-
go to the bathroom.
So how are they gonna stop you?
They said in extreme emergencies they have these bags that you will defecate in, and then you will
Pack them out.
pack it up, put it in your backpack, and it will go back on the ship.
Oh man, that's gross.
But you have to walk all over the place. Apparently, they said it's kind of hard to find a camping spot. I was like, why?
Too many
It's-
penguins.
It's just no. It's just that, like the video that they showed was it's just a bunch of snow and it's kind of flat.
Okay.
Like, oh, this snowy spot over here is a little too rocky. Let's go 50 feet this way.
Okay. It's like, where do you want to camp?
It's
anywhere.
like a snow field out here.
There's no prime spot to go
Yeah,
to.
I don't know. Apparently, it's more complicated than I thought. But yeah, you can't bring no eating and no going to the bathroom.
Well, I guess that leaves me out.
I mean, if you have people that hate going to the bathroom on a camping trip, I guess this is the place to go.
How long can you be out there though?
They do it overnight.
Okay, I would not
They'll
make it.
go
overnight.
out and then they'll sleep overnight and then they'll come back.
Like I'm just imagining what the process is to make it so that you don't need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, you're allowed to bring absolutely nothing though.
Yeah.
Like you bring what you're sleeping in and what you're wearing. That's it.
I mean,
I think you're allowed to bring a water bottle and you just smelt snow or whatever, but like you're not allowed to bring food or like beverages, and you're not allowed to go to the bathroom. I probably wouldn't want to drink because then I'd really have to pee.
Yeah. That's what I'm
and
saying.
you're not allowed to pee.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to make yellow snow in Antarctica when you go camping there. It's not a rule, it's a law.
You probably and you're going to get caught because I mean you look at that field and you see like, oh, there's some yellow snow out there.
Like, hey guys, let's
It's
go
gotta
camping.
be.
You're not allowed to eat or go to the bathroom.
It's not. That's not even camping.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's not for me though, that's for sure.
So what's our last?
The
one?
last one is treetop hammock camping. So it's kind of like the guy at the kayak rental. So they will climb a tree 100 foot in the air,
and then camp.
and then they will camp in a hammock 100 feet in the air between two treetops.
Well, at least you can say that nobody else is going to take your spot because there's probably not too many people up there.
I mean, you might have a squirrel or two
You know.
that's kind of pissed off you're up there, but
if you're at a campground and all the camp spots are taken up, you just climb a tree and. Wait, you said it's between two trees?
yeah,
So you
because it's a hammock, so you need two anchor points.
So you would, yeah. Well,
I mean, some people will do between two branches, but I saw people.
I was thinking.
I saw
two
people
branches.
between two treetops.
So you'd have to climb the tree twice. You'd have to climb one tree and get it up there, and then climb the other tree with the other side. Right?
I'm thinking that you have one friend climb one tree, you climb the other,
okay.
and then you do a double decker, like one on top and one slightly lower.
Yeah.
But 100 foot in the air, man.
Goodbye. Can you imagine if somebody was going out to the hammock and fell? It was
Dude,
like,
I hope you don't roll in your sleep, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. I don't know. I love camping.
100 foot drop hitting every stick on every branch on the way down.
Hey, so if you had a choice of camping, we'll finish up with one last question. Like, what type of camping would you rather
If you
do?
could try any of these, which one would you want to try?
Or which one would would you consider your favorite?
Like I said, I want to get into hammock camping. So I'm going to try that. I think the bushcraft would be cool.
Yeah, I like the bushcraft.
I've done camping with bushcraft elements, but never like just straight bushcraft.
Mm-hmm. traditional camping. I like traditional where you just take out a tent. You set up a tent, you have a fire, and
If
you
I-
can do you can do cooking over the fire. Or you use like like a propane kind of stove or
Yeah.
something, or charcoal. I think that's probably the most chill method of doing it.
If I could do any of these though, I definitely would want to try the Global Expedition vehicle.
Okay.
Take that puppy out somewhere.
I was actually thinking if I had a chance, I would do the which one was it? The off-roader one.
The off-roader one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
off-roader.
So mine's just the glamping version of
Yeah.
of what you want to do. Well, maybe one day we'll be able to, because
Yep.
off-roading's fun.
Yeah.
It's just off-roading and camping at the same time. It's like can't beat that.
We'll have to, when Elijah gets a little older, we can always take him out with us and leave the ladies at home.
Yeah. He's gonna be a wild little man with all the outdoor between you and me. He's gonna be outdoors more than he's gonna be indoors.
That's good. That's good. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of our camping episode, and thank you for listening. If you want to contact us, you can always go to send us an email at thetheory@maximpactkarate.com, and we'll see you in the next video.